Hello everyone, this is Karst, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So last episode we kind of walked around the surrounding area talking to all of the citizens, and we kind of left off in this general store, flower shop, whatever you want to call it. I'm not quite sure who this is, I'm going to find out. And I think I'm actually going to double back and go back into the cafeteria area as well, because I do want to talk to the barman, or sorry, the restaurant manager, the cafeteria manager there, and get him and his life, or his love life, all settled up. So let's take a look around, see what we can find in this area. What is this? A job board?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Nice. I'll insert all the bottles.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Yeah, $2. I'll take it. Nice. Okay, so now I finally know where to go to unload my bottles. What is this? Yellow roses. Dozens of them. Tulips, too.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
$4 for a raincoat. Some endurance, but I don't know if that's better than what I have right now. I'm gonna have to look that up again. What's that? Point to the raincoat.
What is what? It's a raincoat.
That's a fair answer.
If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
She taps on the glass counter. The raincoats patiently await purchase. Well, let's take a look and see what I've got right now. Is that my inventory or what? Also, I should probably unlock stuff like this. That requires a skill point. Oof. I have rigorous self... Oh, why would I want that? I don't think I read about this. Rigorous self-critique. Temporary research bonus. -1 authority. Embarrassment to the party. Why would I want a negative thing for 6 hours? I assume that it would give me like another bonus afterward. I hope. So, problem. You're one sorry piece of shit. A cop penitent. A flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat o' nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Fair enough. I will not do that right now. How do I check my gear again? I assume it's... No, it's probably this. Alright, so I assume it would cover my jacket. Or replace my jacket. So right now I'm getting Esprit de Corps. And right now that means my Esprit de Corps is somewhere down here. Is at 4 out of 5. And that's pretty good. Or I can get Endurance, which is... that just gives me physical... Like, physical stats. I don't really care for it, so... I should probably level up, actually. Don't I have a skill point sitting around somewhere? Didn't I level up once? I think I did. So... Drama... Authority... Really? I lost all the authority rules with 3? You would imagine that's pretty standard. Well, definitely not electrochemistry. Shivers, half-light... Nope, definitely not. Kinda want perception. Or reaction speed. Kinda want reaction speed, honestly, but... Tell you what, I'm gonna go with reaction speed. I'll probably regret it. Just do it. Yep. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
So we know Nosafed gives me health. I'm not sure about the other stuff. So what do these products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is...
She stops.
I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
I assume it's for mental, for morale. I assume. Can you be a little more specific?
No, sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Nosafed heals +1 health.
Okay, that helps.
Duramine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Hypnogamma heals +3 morale.
Nice. And who is Saint Baptiste?
St. Baptiste. You know, the pharmaceuticals company.
Yeah, I assume it was named after someone though, right?
St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste. That one. There.
Or perhaps Saint Baptiste is actually just a location? Which is still named after someone, I would imagine, but still.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Fair enough. Worth a shot asking. What about that?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
I feel like this would be bad for me and my mental health, so I will avoid that like the plague.
There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
This is not a good place for a recovering addict.
Guess not, no.
She looks at the wall of goods behind her, then adjusts her hat.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic then.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Please tell me more about these products.
The pale age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
What is pale?
You know.
She shrugs, uninterested in explaining it further.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it. Let's concentrate on what's important here.
Okay, and what will consuming the stuff do to my body?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
She stares at you, unsure.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Use
Fair enough.
medication, like Nosafed and Magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Do you sell any under-the-counter vices? I don't think she's gonna sell it, but...
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Fair enough. And there's nothing else, I don't think.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
I approve of this. Very futuristic. Tap on the girls kissing. Or, forget about all that. What's this in the Fashion Police feature? Point at the cover. I'm gonna go with the girls kissing.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods, her shoulders tense. She shuffles back only slightly. Bewilderment and repulsion root her in place. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
I come across so creepy with that question.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars.
Can I
Looks
talk about
like
the
it also
Fashion
has something
Police?
called Police.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
I could be nice to her now. Just say, hey, your hat would be cool. Can I buy that hat?
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
You mean this is pop star?
Looks like it.
Let me go back to
It's
it.
where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
And who's the numero uno guy in there right now? And does he look like this? Her lazy eyes scan up and down your body, assessing the situation. Oh no.
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Before we go on, what is this Freet? Well, it's a chain of department stores, I guess. Well, maybe not even that, convenience stores.
I don't know. Frit?
And what is Frit? Also, why is it written with 3 T's? That's a good question.
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
So it's a 7-Eleven. Got it. Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
She puts down the magazine. Let's not start questioning reality. Let's start with, can you tell me anything about the dead body? I don't even know if she knows about the dead body.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really. Does it mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Fair. How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your help, disinterested teenager.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about this reality we're in. Time to confuse her.
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
Yes, tell me about the economic reality.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
15 is an excellent time to learn about the economic reality.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic.
What about the physical reality then?
I don't know. What about it?
Where are we?
I don't know.
Or sorry, what time
Look
is
at the
it?
clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The
I mean,
clock
I
shows
know what
the
time it
time
is.
at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
Where are we?
We're in Frit
No, I mean, where are we on a larger scale?
as mankind, or as a nation, or
What will her essay prompt be?
As mankind!
in a good place.
She rubs her face, thinking.
I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kind of big. I don't know. We're in as man.
What will her essay prompt be?
As a nation!
We're in a
She rubs her face, thinking.
we're in a transition. You know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy, all that stuff.
She nods, then folds her magazine back. What is the Well, let me ask more. What time is it? Sorry, no. Where are we?
We're in Frit as
What will her essay
Like, where in the world?
we're in Revachol, like on the Insulindian Isola.
I was just testing your knowledge.
That wasn't very hard.
And what is the revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demands democracy.
What about the one we had here in Revachol?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean.
And the coalition? What's that? Someone told me there is one.
Our government?
Fair enough.
Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore.
Cool.
Okay, some free experience, I'll take it. Totally worth it to waste her time and mine. I probably livened up her evening. The Disinterested Teenager Act. I see a new prompt. 3 T's, how idiomatic. I don't think I've talked to this guy yet either. Hello, random guy in the street.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Announces the rotund man. The remark is not addressed to you. It's addressed to the lieutenant. Why are you addressing my partner like that? Oh, he's a racist lorry driver. Great.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Fair.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
He's right. You're undermining our best shot at real self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
Uh-huh.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Him, I've got your back. Give the lieutenant a punch on the shoulder. No, that's a bit... Well, I think we've all learned something here. Smile at the lorryman. Try... No, I want to be on Kim's side, but I don't know if he'll appreciate that. If I smile at the lorryman, though, that's kind of a middle-of-the-road thing.
You
I'll do
two
it.
make a cute couple. You know that.
The lorryman
The
spits.
lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Now that's settled, we have a couple of questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
He spits on the ground.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Well, he's the unpopular guy. I kind of want to ask him what it means, but obviously we know what it means, so... Oh, so you're just a racist. Makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. Huh?
With
The
quotations.
science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
Uh-huh.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Right. 2. Yes, I can really tell that you're a prime example of superior design. I hope that is sarcasm.
So, lately
Crap.
we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
I hit the wrong button. I ended up with, okay, what else have you thought up? Okay, and...
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Uh-huh. And, what is this cultural victory?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves.
Uh-huh.
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Yeah, I'm not down with this. Why don't you go screw yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt.
Seems legit.
Looking for something, runt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Actually, yes. What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on then?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Oh.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions? Oh, not much. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say.
Sounds like a
if you
cover
had
story to
something
me.
hide.
Look, as detective, I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges.
He loses his patience for explaining it.
Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular, picked apples.
Damn, you're not gonna get more out of him on this. He's put up the wall of racism.
Well, you said something about the rights and privileges of lorrymen?
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter, had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
Hold on, what's a carter?
Someone with a cart.
That's what I thought.
What did you think it was? That's how deep into history our thing reaches, before machines.
And that's a privilege?
Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient, very prestigious.
So you're in a carter's guild?
Goddamn right. They've been trying to fuck us out of our heritage in the name of profit. But when they try to replace us, they'll regret it. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice and no laughing matter.
Alright, we're done for now. Let's get back into the cafeteria. I don't think I can use this door. No. Just gonna walk in with a trash bag. Sorry, folks. Ooh. Look at all this stuff that I can still explore. I actually haven't gone and looked at all this. I haven't talked to the lady. Haven't got into the bookstore, I guess. Haven't sifted through the trash. I'll take it all. But let's chat with the, I don't remember his name, but the manager here. Oh, someone new. A bald man, chillin'.
Hello again, sweetie.
Hey, just wanted to check in on you. I'll talk to you after. Let's save, and let's talk about your love life.
Can I help you?
So about that
Yes.
money I owe.
Have you got it?
How much do I owe you
A
again?
lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real.
Okay, that's a lot, and I can't afford that. Let's talk about something else.
What? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
By the way, I'm gonna sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
But why?
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
I've seen something here at the Whirling Guard. A thing I need to talk about.
What thing?
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
He tosses his head in disdain.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Gives you a meaningful nod. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
See, the thing is, the door's actually open now, so I might actually be able to find them in there.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Yes, I got that. Thank you, Logic. There's something else I want to talk to you about.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Got it. Hey, I saw another thing at the Whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
I lied. I saw nothing.
Yes.
I talked to Sylvie. She left because of me, not you.
Wait, what? But what about the bird?
The bird.
Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left.
She didn't break it. I did. I threw it against the wall.
You broke the skewer!
His face is flushed with emotions. A rash covers his neck.
I assure you it was him.
Thanks, Kim.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry or relieved that it was you. Again.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer?
You tell me.
I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message. Symbol of hope and all.
A tender type of hope. Something stirs in you. Perhaps this is why you broke it.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me?
She said she was flattered. It was just a bad timing.
Really? I should give her a call then.
The man doesn't know what to say. He wipes his brow and stares at the counter.
Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or...?
He gives you a short nod. Goodbye. I'm glad I did that. That makes me feel a little better. Also, lady up here, you still taking a shower? You've been showering for quite some time. You still in there?
The door is closed. Still, the lieutenant gives he doesn't like where this is going.
Alright. Definitely still showering. Okay, so who's this mysterious bald man? Have I talked to you before? It's all about money, you know? You gotta spend money to make money. Money is what really matters. They say money can't buy you happiness, but that just means you don't have enough money. Okay, this is the money man. Let's see if I can get in here now then. I kind of want to see what's going on. Hello? Oh, it's the kitchen. You didn't need that money. Don't judge me, Kim, for taking their money. Can I wash dishes for money? The dishes are drying. The smell of chemicals and pine trees. Okay. And who are you? Oh, what's this? Thank you. What's this? An aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
I cannot pronounce your name. Gorasi? Goresi? I don't know. Kubek.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Goransi and Kubek.
Goransi and Kubek. Okay. Hello, Goransi Kubek.
Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goransi Kubek. Please. It's not funny.
Hello, sir. Got time for a few questions?
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
You got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Apparently that's just how I greet people. Stay masculine.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
It's part of the whirling in rags. There's something about this place that makes me want to know.
Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
It's probably to the pantry, right? You'd imagine.
He's not bothered by your eccentricity. He seems genuinely intrigued himself.
Yes, a mini side investigation.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
Try to push on the door.
The door does not budge.
Alright, time to nag Gart again. Hey, I helped you with your love life. Maybe tell me what's behind the door? You don't have to let me in. I just need to know.
Can I help you?
Yes, I saw another thing at the rolling.
Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
He shrugs. He's probably not wrong. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... Of course he knows what's behind it. He's the manager here.
No, I don't have a key.
Really?
I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably.
Okay, now, since he doesn't know anything about it, it's probably not that.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his finger along the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage.
Fair enough.
So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
I'll find it eventually. Don't worry yourself. Okay, so I leveled up again. I'm gonna hold off on spending the point, but... Okay, let's go out. Oh wait, there's another drunk man. Hello there. Sleeping dock worker. A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
I could just pick up the pills.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Well, physical instrument. Challenging 12. Wake him up. I have a 42% chance. Roll.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
Oh, that's unfortunate. A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling
That
out.
sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
2 hours?
An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet.
Actually, should I be thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Hell no, don't lick it.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then.
I don't want to get sick from licking a random countertop, thank you.
Get your drink on and your act together.
No, I don't think I will. I'll throw out the bottle, though. Okay, I don't get to wake this guy up.
The worker isn't. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from. Into the primordial darkness.
I guess I could put skills into, physical instrument. Just for this check. I'll do it. Let's try again.
Is in a deep slumber. The worker continues.
You serious?
Undisturbed, despite you shaking him. This guy's a real juggernaut of sleep.
Time for me to load the game. Since I wasted a skill point and didn't get anything out of it. Sorry, folks. Let's try that again. Again, please let me know if you think that doing that is too cheaty. Because I'm still early in the game. I can still, you know, proceed normally if people don't like
on the counter,
reloading.
Rolled out of his open hand, the man.
You've just picked up some magnesium.
You gently shake his shoulder.
Nope, I suck. That's fine. So now I will do that level up. Let's go.
The worker. Perhaps he's on his way to Aegis. There is only
There you
one
go.
way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Wake up! This is an order. I am the law. Or, no words, just a primordial scream. Time for the scream.
Why the yelling, man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look.
Looks like a Sow descendant. A lot of Sow dock workers around.
You're alive. You looked out for the long count there.
Wait, what? I was just slaving. What do you want, officer?
He seems pissed off. See anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
Was it pure nothing? Your consciousness no larger than a single grain of malt? That's pretty much like line for line what they said at the beginning of the game, right?
The worker stares at you. His eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No malt grains or whatever. No poetry stuff. Just quality time.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection.
Tell me about Wild Pines. Point to the writing on his overalls.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's that going?
How's it going?
The dock worker lets out a big yawn, then stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors. Some fingerprints glisten on the glass.
Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
Of course, it's a total madhouse.
Good. Then you understand the gist of it. We would all be better off without the employers and their employment.
Okay.
For one, I could get some goddamn shut-eye. Right to sleep, I say.
Fair. You can walk dogs for 20 hours a week. Why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking?
They got it. Measurehead's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like
Head
a
reckoner.
worthy
Ha!
rival. You should slay him.
Head Reckoner, just because his name is Measurehead. Nice, I like it. Good pun. Who's behind organizing the strike?
We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back.
What about the dead body in the yard?
Yeah. What about it?
You seem cool with it. Do you have many of those hanging from the trees here?
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs.
Your respites.
If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it, and it looks like I'm that someone. Tell me what you know.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
The trouble is already here. Or how else would you call a dead man hanging from a tree?
They say your guy was a killer. Your tree man. He has friends. Same as him. Killers. There's only one thing they know well. How to wreak havoc.
Wait, who says this?
Everyone. It's a local rumor.
He yawned suddenly.
Meaning, you're not gonna get more out of me. It was
Fair.
probably his colleagues from the union.
And if we recall, what was her name? Sylvia also said, oh, they, I don't want to get in trouble with them, etc., etc. So this is probably it. You're saying things might get violent around here.
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know. and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
Yours? Point at the bottle and the spilt rum.
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal.
Alright, I'll let you sleep.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
I think that was worth the point investment, actually. I learned quite a bit from that. Okay, let's go back out. Only a couple more stops then. Like that store. Right around the corner here. I don't recall if I've gone up there too. I think I sorta did, but not all the way, because I was afraid of missing stuff. Is this a kid? I guess it's a kid. Okay. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. This is a book about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. A book about Boydero culture promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Alright, kid. Oh, whoa. A couple of things here. Okay, so a couple of things here popping up. Let's find out what they are. This one. This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. Alright? The book is titled Man from Hjelmdal and the Wildfire. Okay, let's talk to the person here. Hello.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. I am the law. Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stomps her feet to feel warmer. What kind of store is this anyway? What do you think, detective?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
That is a very long name for your store.
Whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Challenging failure. No! What is a book? Oh, come on, man. Don't be ridiculous. I know all these things. I'm gonna ask the questions like a complete idiot. What's a book?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
What's a postcard?
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
She is unfazed by your questions. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness.
And what's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
You know what I really appreciate, though? I appreciate that failing the check gave me, presumably, some unique dialogue. Like, I mean, obviously it's silly questions, but the fact that they're there is really a nice touch. Interesting. Thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
I gained experience for that. Oh no. Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide, as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Yeah, I feel bad for the kid, because the mom is clearly just... I know it's like a family business and everything, but it's cold out there. Let her cover up or something. You're cold. Can I help in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Maybe I can buy, like, mufflers or a scarf or something for her. Maybe I should have a word with the store owner?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Correct. How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Please elaborate.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt
Through
in her
here?
tense shoulders.
Cursed. In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go,
She's looking for the right word. Ass up. No, let's not say that to the child. Bankrupt.
exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
I don't think curses are real.
They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses.
They're not doomed, but your mother should learn from their mistakes.
Of course, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say. What is this crime business? This is just me taking it at face value, but sure.
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
That's what we're up to. Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what a crime is. This is where I derail myself completely. She doesn't know what to say. It's that bad. Point to your head.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
Kim must think I'm insane. Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
She examines you as if to find something policeman-like. Huh, well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your point at your head.
Head? Yes.
No, your mind.
True.
Not head, child. Heads.
Let's not go with the drama for answer. Sometimes you gotta be a killer to catch the killer. Well, that's if you, yeah, you have to get into their heads. Quicksilver Mind. This Mullen guy looks like he needs 4 hours to come up with a single idea.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories.
Sure, when the author does all the thinking for him, real policemen have to think and act on their own.
Like you, sir. Of course. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you.
How nice this conversation was.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
Composure. 83%. Can we not fail for the... Please, please, please not fail. I'm going to deduce something now. 1. Anxious body language. 2. Saw she's cold. 3. Afraid of the curse.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded? Is she punishing you by, like, hitting your hands with rulers or something?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks worried.
She knows where this is going.
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. A facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
There were a few other hints.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I've got a few reasons in mind. That might be a bit invasive. It might be good to give her, you know, the gun, but
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
some of these answers are interesting. Obviously I'm gonna pick number 1, but 2. Rats have been nibbling on your fingers. Child labor in dismal working conditions. 3. Chewed on nails means you're recycling your body material. And 4. It's an intense dedication to the way of business. There are no riches without personal sacrifice. Yeah, 1. You're uptight because your mother and the pressure she's putting on, because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
Yeah. You think so? Fine, do better. To do something about me.
You're quite sober.
She snaps back quickly. Really?
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Wait, how do you know I'm usually not? Well, I mean, look at you, dude. Look at what you're wearing. Look at your face. Look at your eyes. Look at everything about you.
Because you usually aren't.
I'm also sad and my head hurts.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
She looks you in the eye, a gleam of sympathy on her face.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. There's something you're missing.
Ooh, only 42% though. Ooh, I can retry it, but I need to bump suggestion. But that's okay, I'm actually willing to bump suggestion. I just need another level up. I've been getting a lot of experience, I just don't know how much XP I need left to level up. Let me ask some more questions and see if I can get some more modifiers for this question. What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It
Unlikely.
happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
That's kind of fair though. Like, they're escapism books, right? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful
I
breakup?
don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
She pauses, trying to find out the appropriate answer. Oh no. Oh no, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
She looks at you with puzzlement. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books. Definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain? Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show them.
That's enough romance for me. I had some other questions.
Maybe some about other books?
Yeah, who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold resin cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those books doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
She smiles gleefully. Being people. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day.
Why would they do that, sir?
Time to be a superstar. Because I'll be a superstar cop in the papers and everything. That'll show them.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
Well, time to roll the 42%. What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Okay, bye. See you around, Annette.
Lonesome. Long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market. Past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake. The frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees. A small house, no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Bonuses. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 psi. So now that that's concluded, what do I do with it? Just let it sit? I'm not 100% sure how this works. I'm going to internalize this now, because this is apparently done. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Eventually, I guess. So I have -1 authority right now, which is not stellar, because I'm going to lose basically all intimidation rolls, but that's fine. How do I check my EXP bar? I guess this is all I'm at right now. I'm at 25 out of 100, so I'm going to need to level up again before I come back and deal with the kid, and that would be suggestion. Yeah, I do want to bump this, so that'll be the next thing I do then, on my next level up. We could go and talk to her mother, but let's kind of quickly run around here, see what I've missed. Kind of missed on purpose, actually. I think I've already looked through it. No, it's a bird. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Fair. What's this? The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Hello? This seems shady. Why are you watching? Oh, that's the body. Ah. Okay, I'm on the other side of the fence. This is a kid, isn't it? What's this? I'll take all of it. Nice. What's this?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Well, I'm gonna fail this. Very low. 3% chance. Go!
You have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked. Their paint peeling.
Alright, well. Don't know what I'm supposed to be garnering from that, but let's see what else is back here. There's just so many people back here. There's a lot of stuff in general. Can't reach that. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. Can I go in? No. Orange bum hat. +1 reaction speed. -1 rhetoric. I'm not gonna wear that. Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. A garden hose. This won't be much use until the snow melts.
There must be another way into the building.
Oh, why did I have to hear that in stereo?
Can't get involved in this.
Okay, can I look up there from here? Balcony with a view to the yard. And the hanging. Ooh, someone might have seen it happen. Smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. I would like to. But how do I get up there? Hey kid, what's going on over here?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
No, not really.
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
No, why would you even say that?
Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all.
Alright, kid.
Trying to sneak up on me again.
Alright, kid. Fine. I'm gonna leave you alone. Let's go up here first and see what else we find. This place is a lot larger than I was expecting, to be honest. What is this? Is it locked or what? Okay, I just can't do anything with it. Unless... Oh, time to pry it open.
You better keep walking.
Who just said that to me? That was very rude, and I don't appreciate it. Can I not? There you go. Go! Ooh. Signal blue naval coat.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
No, I won't. Okay, give me this. Suggestion. Conceptualization. I want suggestion. Yeah. Disco. Disco ass blazer. But yeah, no, I mean, -1 half-light, but half-light is the really... Half-light is the very, kind of deranged skill, I think, over here. Yeah, let the body take control. Threaten people. Yeah, I don't really need that. I'm good. And now that I have some more suggestion, maybe I can try that roll again. I'll take that.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
Capeside Apartments. Rue de St. Ghislaine and Roundabout North. Inside, the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? I'll talk to you in a moment.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Let's not try the door yet. Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Well, we know they tried to do a revitalization thing and then they kind of gave up partway through. Nice. Oh, hello, Captain. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. It's worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. Alright, who are you and what am I going to say to you? Hello.
A striking woman leans
Ooh.
against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
I'll shake her hand first.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Fair enough.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Kim.
There's a trace of irony in his voice.
Okay, fine.
Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
Alright, fine. He's just making fun of me.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how this is gonna go, because if she's here to put down a strike, probably not the best place to be. You're on a boat. Yes, well done, detective.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago? Look around.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou? I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. and the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Why?
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
Why am I even thinking about this? I have police work to do.
Have it your way.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
Okay, how do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Fine, that's true.
Of course there are. Yes, we are. I haven't...
Actually, it's for cross...
Neither is...
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
I kinda want to roll with this now. Yes, I do.
You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend down.
Do I really need to offend the person who's offering information? Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on. Go in for the kill.
Oh my. The E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Oh, I mean, yes, but... I kinda wanna just go with, no, it's a symbol of our subjugation to foreign capital. The bad kind of capital. But didn't they give us democracy after monarchy? I'm a little confused and I'm not 100% sure about how this all shook down, actually. Yes, exactly.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
He doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in single combat.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Ah, reaction speed is challenging. Fire back, quick! +1, I know about the revolution. +2, or also +1. It's the eel's heels. You did say that to me. Really?
She takes a sip.
Okay.
Gonna happen. Something is about to happen. Point to your head. In here.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
They will come from my head. The arguments.
As they do.
The thoughts happen inside his brain.
Wave your hand next to your head. It'll help.
It doesn't.
Keep waving your hand slowly.
My. It's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
The lieutenant is satisfied with where this is going.
A thought is going to come into my head and come out of my head and into my mouth, and I will say it.
Of course.
Keep doing it.
Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
I swear, I'm usually sharp. I don't know what happened. Why am I not killing it? I'm a little frustrated that my 72% chance failed. I'm not happy about that, actually. But fine.
Your marbles on glass, dear. Don't worry.
What were we talking about anyway?
It was quite a while ago, but I think... Yes, we were discussing my fast, large, ineluctably middle-class boat.
Right. Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
Okay, so what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
And who are the other Indo-tribes?
Saint-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
And where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
It probably helps start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this? Look around.
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
Fair. 8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed. And you don't keep it working, or moving. The workers do. The company is nothing without them.
We built this district,
She says calmly.
We. There it is. She owns up to it.
all the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions, the plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rises.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I want to hear about the trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
How do I repeal it then?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this exactly?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Very true.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Tell me more about this behemoth.
What can I say? The Union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
So the strike is connected to the lynching.
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Her eyes narrow.
She's resolute in this, yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You'll have to earn her trust first.
And how were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
Okay, 3 weeks ago in February.
But the strike began in December.
True.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
And what happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
Probably poorly.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
And what are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Seems like they have no idea about
In its
business.
defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its
Crazy.
Martinez terminal.
Well, I say crazy. I mean, I understand the concept, but it's not really feasible.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
And what are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Mañana?
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Yes.
Don't let her answer it herself.
Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right?
If these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
Fair enough.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen. and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of them?
Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Evrart does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
That doesn't seem fair.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
And what about the union itself, outside of the Brothers Clear?
The Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression. Like a mafia?
A mob.
Oh,
The
a mob.
Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Evrart and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
There's a bit of both. I think both sides are bad, actually, in this specific case. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things.
Of course, officer.
One more thing. You said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Well, that doesn't sound good. And sounds very suspicious.
This forewoman, her name?
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. And I don't have access to the Union's files.
Some kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank
Okay.
you for your concern, man. We'll be just fine.
Alright. Well, that's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How
What
else
can-
can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Ooh.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, the city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Fine.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of suggestion would it be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort.
I don't really want a dirty alliance.
Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself into colluding with her.
How do I negotiate my way out of this? I don't have to do it, but there's a 92% chance here. Because she pitied my boat failure.
Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
I don't like that. Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
Honestly, this doesn't sound that bad, like, because we'd still be investigating, like, smuggling of drugs and stuff like that.
Or, you can recover your badge. Though, if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Like, looking into the drug trade sounds like a good thing for a policeman to do, so I'm actually not averse to that idea.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, ma'am.
Hey. Psst.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's a word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind.
I disagree.
Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Wait, first, what's this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
I don't wish to be building communism. Like, unless it's not communism, but like if there's a way for us to strike a healthy balance, you know? Like, all the union people, apparently there's a crime syndicate. Don't really want to be backing that in this game. Unless there's like a better way to approach. I can opt out of these at any time, right? I think. I'm not 100% sure. So, I'm just gonna roll up my sleeves and start building communism. It's my understanding that it doesn't really take any effect until I finish internalizing
Get
it.
the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't mention anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Well, time to roll up my sleeves and breathe in the air. Let's see here. Rigorous self-critique, Mazovian socioeconomics, lonesome self-critique, or lonesome long way home. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cancel this out. I'm already partway through it, but I don't really want to become like a super sorry cop. I'm not sure. I might have to come back to it. But there's a whole lot of other things I could do instead. Alright, I need to talk to Kim.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Okay. How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Oh, so we're henchmen now.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
We could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Fair.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Her proposal was likely part of her design. This all is.
Yes. Knowing this does not really change our position, however.
I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
Let's get back to her then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Wait, why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
Well, lustrous hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style, positively statuesque, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you, the misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ashamed? I'm not ashamed. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm a working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be, for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. Okay, that's the one that I'm not picking today. Yes, I should make my own money by now. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before.
Shame? You haven't really been in the presence of gentlefolk either, have you? What shame is there to be felt in front of these dock workers, cops, and hotel clerks, but to belittle yourself in these eyes of Odinir?
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Volition. Say it. Can I have some money?
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out of your mouth. What does is...
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
Her voice is kind, a little hoarse from the wind.
What she meant to say was...
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality?
She pulls her hood closer around her neck.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
I'm conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in. Or no, it's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
Encephalopathy. Don't ask me what that means, because I sure as hell don't know. She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Mm-hmm. And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders.
Fair enough.
As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
You mentioned a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities.
Fair enough.
Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
And what's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol? I kind of want to pick number 5, but tell me about another, perhaps even more fundamental aspect of reality.
I would be happy to. We're in Martinez. Martinez, you would... I'm not a good... As I told you...
Okay, that's Martinez. What about
Revachol?
Revachol?
Revachol is what you call a city.
And what kind of city is Revachol?
Great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
And what makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built the city?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
Kind of curious to know what this is and why it's moving up with the dialogue.
By that I mean conflicts.
I guess this is in general.
Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
I don't know any of this.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
She watches you closely as you scan the horizon.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
But I want to know everything now.
That is understandable, but perhaps it's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Watch me, Kim.
Indeed.
What times are
Always
these?
at your side. These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Ah, it's true. We did miss that. And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
Okay, neutral.
On the other hand,
She turns north to the bombed-out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. Who got shot in the head?
those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Wow. That's a tragedy.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
I don't care about kings. Tell me one more
About
thing.
head shooting,
Who got the mineral rights?
the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
And by liberals, you mean...
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
And how did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
Uh-huh. And if everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said that the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
And who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralist.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
So the status quo.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
The rulers of Revachol, and also the world. These guys are strong.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean.
And when was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
And who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzov came along and overthrew the government.
And what did this Zarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
And where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
Fair. And what is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
And what happened to the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-Islary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you're saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all this time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to '19 was simply hell.
And what? And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
And which side was Wild Pines Group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
And what would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Sarath drove those people mad. Well, that's not exactly... It's probably like probably the way they handled it, pretty much, that led to revolutions and stuff. I'm gonna pick number 2 anyway.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
Some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad.
Fair.
When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
Fair.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
That's enough about the
They
times.
are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
What is this acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
Yeah,
She
if that's
conveys it
possible.
in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective, in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
I know you've got a lot riding on me. I won't let you down. Oh, what causes encephalopathy?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
Uh-oh. I'm like, oh, it's definitely from surgery. Mm-hmm.
That seems unlikely.
Fair. Esprit de corps. Extremely low, 8% chance. What is? Think of something close to you. Do it!
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Conceptualization. Impossible. What is this? 3%. Go!
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. It's on the tip of your tongue, a doubt of sorts already in your head. But it's not fully formed yet. You have to wait and return to this later, once the jamais vu thought is complete.
I want to know what you are. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dios mio, draw a cross. A literal. That's the funny response, but I hope it's not like literal. Wait, what's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
Fair enough. I'm surprised since you work for the company, but I don't understand. What's so vile about that?
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
No.
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
Let's not say that. I forgive you.
I do hope so. I hope we're able to remain collegial despite it. Remember, we were partners, whether you like to admit it or not. There's blood on many hands, I assure you. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
What would you have done differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinaise, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
So am I.
A smart boy getting smarter. One basic term of reality at a time.
You're a patriot?
Yes. I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look. You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
And what is this? Spread my
Bird.
hands.
A Sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
What is Rue de Saint Ghislain 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Oh, hello. From a dilapidated balcony, a young girl in odd clothes gives Joyce the evil eye, a red paintbrush held to her throat.
Wonderful.
I kind of forgot she was up there. What is that? Point to Cindy the skull.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Yeah, what can you tell me about this alleged drug traffic? I'm kind of curious to know if I can do that skill check again.
What would you like to know? Oh my. The E word.
Detective.
Then what 33A? Yes.
Oh,
Anyway.
never mind. I guess I can only do that the one time and I
Good.
can't try again. Fair enough. Tell me about this alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials came from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
The lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Like some apples, you mean?
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCN. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking to the sea.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the Union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Okay, I've made up my mind about this smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We will take this case, probe the drivers, and see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
Hopefully.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need.
I should.
In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
That's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Thank you.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you, it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
First, where is the sick Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Fair. And what about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What rationality? What sang-froid? What a fucking joke.
Wait, is the Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
That's really debatable and depends on a lot of different situations. I'm gonna say no.
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience really like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe.
Well, that's not helpful.
Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Sounds incredible. Allons-y, let's go right now.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Alright, then let's get there eventually?
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
That conversation lasted us like several hours. I still haven't talked to this lovely lady up here. And I still want to talk to the girl again. Possibly see if I can do that, skill check again. Although I don't know if she's actually still out here at 7:30 in the evening. I guess I'll find out. Yep, she's still here. Fair enough. Hey, kid.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Yes, I am. And I would like to level up my suggestion. While I'm here. Level up, please. Alright, let's give it another shot. 72%. We better not fail. Oh.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar?
Well, time to load. It's like I'm putting in these stats and they're still failing. So, no.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you...
You have absolutely
You're
no
kidding
idea.
me.
Familiar?
Nope. Oh yeah, I should probably internalize some of these thoughts too, huh? Kingdom of Conscience, Jeme Du, Revachol Special Administrative Region. This is just me not knowing who I am. There's no research bonus. Derealization. I'm gonna go with Kingdom of Conscience. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideas of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are Signal Blue, and they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? Sure, whatever.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Oh, I should level up my skill. Let's try that again.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, so you know me? We've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologizing to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong.
Without my shirt on? Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Thanks, I'm trying.
Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
I don't know what gurning means.
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh, baby. That's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Fair enough. Thanks. I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Okay, bye. See you around, Annette. Alright. I wonder if this is still open. I still want to look around here. I still have not gone to the body. Rue de Saint-Ghislain 8B.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Do I even need all this?
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
Time to spam.
An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
Who's Kuno? This is the police. Please open the door.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were...
There's a spot of static that overrides her words.
But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Okay, Andrew Orlando here.
You ring the doorbell, but no one answers.
Imagine having a doorbell that sounds like that. It's like a train running through the house. No way, thank you.
What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
Artemitips boxing for young athletes in gym.
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
24-hour window.
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Emma's Fashion Atelier.
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call.
Fabron's Taxi.
Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
Slipstream Messier.
You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
This is a woman's voice, crackling and fragile through the static.
Have you come to place an order?
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly. Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
That's a good catch, actually. Hold on. Tricentennial Electrics? I thought it was calling Slipstream Messier.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice here.
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster.
Come on, man.
She must be mistaking you for someone else.
Good.
Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it. No, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Do we know each other?
Michelle, just please.
She stops and you can hear her breathe heavily, her breath distorted by ancient static.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Hold on. Tell me what's going on. What did I do?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
That's not a good thing.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry.
Hello?
She doesn't answer.
You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
That's a bit weird.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Alright, it's goodbye then.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
I kinda wanna try this, but 28% is not likely to happen. But I can try it again at some point.
No.
Nope.
Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do.
Fortress Accident, SCA.
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident.
Revachol Ice City.
Silence. No one answers the doorbell.
East Delta Pinball.
Silence. No one answers your call.
Empty card.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
He steps back to inspecting the other names on the list. Fair enough. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to enter the bookstore, and we'll leave it here. I really, really, really meant to go and take down the body this episode. But it turns out that some of the people around here have a lot of information to share. So, I hope that you still enjoyed what you saw here today and that you're doing well wherever you are. This has been Karst with Disco Elysium, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.